Hello students and welcome to yet another math class for standard 4. Today we start with a new topic, division. So what is it to divide? To divide, and look at the sign of the division, is to make equal parts as per the number of shares required or as per the number of parts required. It is a result of fair sharing. When you have a cake and you make equal parts of it, that's fair sharing. If you'll have four of you and you have to share the cake among four, making a kind of a plus sign right through from top to bottom and from left to right would be equal. You make four quarters. You'll be making equal shares. Very often, when we are given something and we are supposed to make a share of it, then we keep the bigger half of the cake or whatever for us, and we give away the smaller half. Okay, so to divide it equally means to give the same amount or same quantity to the other person or persons as the depending on the number of people you are sharing it with. Okay, so once again I'll say, to divide, look at the sign of the division, is to make equal parts as per the number of shares required. It is a result of fair sharing, to share it equally. Okay, now let's say there are 48 chocolates in a jar. Okay, these 48 chocolates can be divided equally. That means you will not have any chocolates remaining. Now, supposing it was one child, you don't need to divide it. You don't need to share it with anybody else. You have to give that entire box of 48 chocolates, the jar of 48 chocolates, to that one child. But what if there were two children? How would you divide it? Divide it. Each child would get 24 chocolates. So if you take a chocolate and distribute it, one to child A, next to child B, then to child A, to child B, it will go on and on like that. Give one at a time to each of the children. Each of them would get 24 chocolates. If there were three children, giving away one chocolate at a time, each of those children would get 16 chocolates. If there were four children, then, giving one chocolate at a time, each of them would get 12 chocolates. So you would have to make 12 rounds to distribute those four chocolates. And if there were six children, you would have to make 8 rounds to distribute those 8 chocolates. Now, you can also picture a pack of cards. When you distribute all the cards, you normally give one card to each person. Okay, so that's kind of like sharing equally. So what exactly is division then? Division can be simply explained as repeated subtraction, or the process that is the opposite of multiplication. Like I told you just now, if you have a pack of cards in your hand, the entire pack becomes lesser in your hand. It's getting lesser, it's getting subtracted as you distribute one card each to the four players in the team, in the game. So in the same way, when we did multiplication, we did a repeated addition. So four times, when we add four times over and over again, 4 multiplied by 4 would give us 16. So we added 4 times, or to give you a better, make it easy to understand, if I were to say 4 added 5 times would give me 20. So instead of sitting down and writing 4 5 times, I just multiplied 4 by 5. So this process of division is just the opposite. Okay, so a repeated subtraction, or just the opposite of multiplication. Let me keep the same number. So let us take this number 48 now. 48 does not have to be divided by one person. It just has to be given to that one person. So you get 48. 2 multiplied by 24 will give you 48. That means if there were two children and you had 48 chocolates, each child would get 24 chocolates. if you kept giving one at a time. If there were 3 children and you distribute one at a time, each would get 16 chocolates. If there were 4 children, each would get 12. If there were 6 children, each would get 8. Now you may ask me, so what happened to 5? 5 nines are 45 and 5 tens are 50. There is no 48 when you say your 5 times table. If you recite your 5 times table, you will get 5 eights are 40, 5 nines are 45 and 5 tens are 50. 48 comes between 45 and 50. So either you will have 3 extra chocolates or you will have 2 less chocolates. Since it cannot be divided equally, we have not taken 5. Now if you look at these numbers, now from 6 we are going to go in the reverse order from in the center, okay? 8 multiplied by 6 is 48. Now you will get 12 multiplied by 4, that is 48. Then there is 16 multiplied by 3, that is 48. 24 multiplied by 3, 48. And finally 48 multiplied by 1 is 48. So up to this point you will notice that it is this all different numbers. At this point here, this inverses. This takes the other side now from here onwards. So you will get this entire set of numbers from 8, 12, 16, 24 over here. This set of numbers you will get over here. And this set of numbers you will get it over here. Okay, so just let me clear this off the screen. Okay, so now since this is multiplication, but we are doing division, so we'll keep 48 as our first side and we'll divide it by one person. I told you there's no need to divide 48 for one person. You just hand over 48 to that box of 48 chocolates or whatever to that one person. But if I divide 48 by 2, you'll get 24, by 3, 16. You'll notice that it is this process, 48 divided by 1, 48 divided by 2, 48 divided by 3, and these are the answers in that is circle that you are getting. You follow this process down as these numbers come over here. Like I told you, at this point, the center point, these numbers will come in reverse order down here. Okay. So 48 can be divided equally among either 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 16, 24 or just that one person who gets all 48. If there are 48 children, then each child will get only one chocolate. Okay, let me go to the next slide now. Let's say once again that there are 48 chocolates in a jar and you have to distribute this among 4 children. How can we solve this on a piece of paper? Now, for division, we have to create this kind of form where you write like a reverse C and then you just put a line on top of it. Okay, something like this. Okay, now we will put 48 over here. That is, this 48 will be put over here and this 4 will be put over here in this place. Now if you say a 4 times table, 4 into what number will give you a number closest or equal to 4? 4 into 1 is equal to 4. I told you it's repeated subtraction, so we will subtract. In this process of division, when we are doing this method, never put an addition sign over here. It is always the subtraction sign. So if you have 4, take away 4, you're left with 0. Now there is this 8. What do we do with this 8 over here? We'll bring it down. Now we have 8, 0, 8. So 0 basically does not have much value if it's before a number and there's no other number before it. 4 into 2 will give you 8. 4 2s are 8. Now 8 is 8, take away 8, subtract, what you're left with? 0. So that means if there were 48 chocolates in a jar and there were 4 children, each child would get 12 chocolates each. Let us now see what are the terms that are used while we are doing division. I'm giving the same example as is. 48 is called the dividend. 4 here is the divisor. The answer that we get, in this case it is 12, it is the quotient. I'll repeat the word, it is quotient, and if there is a remainder, you'll get it down here. In this case, our remainder is 0. So the 4 terms are dividend, divisor, quotient, and remainder. If you need to memorize this, the different terms, remember this line. In division, a dividend is divided by the divisor to find a quotient. And if we have a remainder, this is where the remainder will be. Let's take another example. Let's say there are 48 chocolates in a jar, and now this time you have to distribute 48 chocolates equally among only 3 of your friends. Now how would we do that? We'll put our division sign as is. 48 is the dividend. You have to divide it among 3 friends. Now, before we had 4 over here, and when we set our tables, we got 4 ones are 4, but now there is 3. So 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, but 6 is more than 4. We have to get a number less than 4 or equal to 4. So we'll say our 3 times table once again. 3 ones are 3, 3 into 1 is 3, 3 into 2 is equal to 6. So we'll take a number, since 4 comes over here, somewhere around here, we'll take this number. 3 into 1 is 3. And now we'll subtract this from here. We get from 4, if you take away 3, you're left with 1. Now there's this 8 over here that is still left over here. What should we do with this 8? We will bring it down. Now you have 18, 1, 10 and 8 units. So now we'll say our 3 times table once again. 3 5s are 15 and 3 into 6 is 18. We'll subtract it once again. 8 take away 8 is 0. 1 take away 1 is 0. So that means our quotient is 16. That means each child would get 16 chocolates each, and there is no remainder. Every friend will get 16 chocolates. To another example. You bought 16 roses on Teachers' Day for the 4 teachers in your lobby. How are you going to distribute these roses equally? Okay, we'll put the division sign once again. How many roses? 16. How many teachers? 4. Now, 4 will not go into 1 at any cost. You will never get 1 if the number is 4. If the divisor is 4, if you say a 4 times table, you'll never ever get 1 unless you're doing a fraction. Okay, so 4 does not go into 1, so we'll write a 0. We'll write a 0 over here. Minus 1 take away nothing is 1. We'll write 1 down, and once again we'll bring the 6 from the units place on top down. Now we can, if we say a 4 times table, 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8, 4 threes are 12, 4 fours are 16. Now we'll do a subtraction. 6 minus 6 is 0. 1 take away 1 is 0. That means our quotient is 4. Our remainder is 0. So each teacher will get 4 roses. Every teacher in your lobby will get 4 roses. What I want you to do, I'm going to give you some sums. I want you all to solve the following sums in your notebook. These sums are very easy. If you say your tables, say your 5 times tables, 5 fours are 20, but I want you to solve it using the division method. If you have any queries, please leave a message either with your teacher or send me a message, and I will teach you once again how to solve sums using the division method. Okay? Thank you very much. Have a good day. Practice these sums. Copy the 3 examples first in your notebook and then solve the 10 sums. Remember, for every sum, you have to write the quotient and the remainder. Stay safe. Thank you.